Hey, welcome back everyone. It is time for another red hot cover call video. Well, hey, look, in this video, we're going to talk about BITX. I have a trade on BITX that I've had for well over 4 months, and it's going to come to an end this week. I want to talk about it because we have an X date coming, and I'm going to share with you exactly why I believe the call buyer will take my shares. Now, before we get there, I'm going to show you some of my numbers here. We're May 22nd, 2025. We started out incredibly on fire. Then we had a crash in the stock market, and now we're recovering, if not already have recovered. A lot of people ask me, when you write covered calls and sell cash secure puts, how does this strategy work in a down or bear market? Well, one could say we were in a bear market for at least 2 months with the crash that happened. On the screen, March, April, we weren't that hot. We started out red hot, January 33,000, February 34,000. Then we get broken off as the markets are seriously falling. A lot of our 3X leveraged ETFs, for which they track the indexes and sectors, well, of course, they're falling. They fell some 21% at the bottom. So what does that mean? Well, your 3X leverage ETFs are going to fall 3 times that. So they did exactly what they're supposed to do, and now they're moving higher. Now we're writing calls, and you can see here in May, we're at 13,000. We are back in the game where we're able to write some covered calls where we're getting out at our cost basis. Now, the BITX trade is going to blow your mind because I got involved with BITX back in late January. The ETF has moved incredibly down. Then it rallied as Bitcoin rallied to where it's at now. Boy, I can't wait to show you that chart. Plus, I'm going to show you all the selling premium cash flow we generated. It's going to blow your mind. I want you to stick around. So, hey, look, if you like anything, this is what we do here. I'm retired. I retired at 55. We're a professional trader. That's what we do. I generate my income using the stock market. So what we do is we write covered calls. We sell cash secure puts. We take that premium and buy dividend paying stocks and funds. We go from the trade mindset to the wealth mindset real quick. We absolutely love buying passive investments that pay us passively. So look, if you like anything you hear, what I want you to do is subscribe to the channel. And hey, look, if you like this video today, bang that like button. It lets me know you like what I'm doing. Now, what I'm doing is this. I'm going to go through some numbers here real quick. I know this is absolutely going to excite you. See, if you're out there wanting to get into the game, you want to sell premium. You've watched videos on writing covered calls, selling cash secure puts. You want to do it? Well, I've been doing it since 2016, and all of my videos are on YouTube showing you my journey. So you're starting your journey. I'm already 9 years into my journey. And I'll tell you what, these are the kind of numbers I've been able to put up. This is incredible where we can generate cash flow and then take that cash flow and buy passive investments. Those passive investments we live off of. You can see right here, the dividend income is already blowing up. Last year, we came in at $200,000. I was using a lot of the Yield Max single stock funds, generating incredible dividends. But we moved away from those, and you can see here's my dividend tree. These are all the dividend paying funds that I have currently. We go ahead, we write covered calls, we sell puts, we then buy these investments. You can see that my strategy has shifted where I only have basically one single stock Yield Max ETF. That would be Misty. I'm keeping that until Misty gets to 26, and then I'll cash out of that and put that money into one of the others. I love the indexes. I trade the indexes when we write covered calls, and then I buy the index dividend payers because I love that idea that we're trading the indexes. I don't have to worry about that stock that I thought was going to go to the moon, and it went the other way. And I'll tell you what, that happens a lot. This stock market is priced for perfection, and if you're not perfect, your stock will not come back. I'll tell you what, just ask anyone that owns Merck. When Merck was flying to 125, I think it's trading for 77 now. Tell you what, Merck is one of those pillar stocks where you keep in your portfolio, you collect a dividend. Well, I don't know now. Just like UPS. UPS was trading for over 200. I mean, you just don't know if these stocks are going to come back. But if you use the indexes to trade, well, you could pretty much bank that if the markets are going higher, the indexes are going higher, and you're diversified. We use 3X Leverage ETFs. That gives us a more aggressive trade. We're getting more premiums, and we're able to make more money, and we're able to buy these dividend payers for more passive income. So you can see right here, we're already at 65,000 on the year. We're having an incredible May, and we've gone on margin. If you look to the right, you can see down at the bottom, we're going on margin with some of these. We are using margin right. A lot of people on YouTube talk about using margin. They're very careless. They use all their margin, and then what happens is they left themselves no buffer because all these YouTubers are out there talking about use all your margin. And then the market falls and they're broke and they're getting margin calls. I'm going to show you my current margin trade where I went on margin. I did it to learn about this process. I had members saying, look, I want you to go on margin, do this, teach us, show us the pitfalls, show us the success. Well, I'm going to show you those numbers here in a minute. There are a ton of naysayers, but if you know how to do it and you know how to do it right, well, you can make some good money. Look, the membership is where you want to be. I'll tell you, what I love to do is show all of my trades. You get the phone app, you get the blog post, and you get the emails. Look, if anything, you could follow all of my trades. I do many trades. I think I've already done over 200 selling premium trades where I bought the stock, wrote a covered call, or I did a put where I put up the cash. We collect those big premiums, and then once the trade is over, depending where we're at, we put on another trade. That's what we do. We generate the cash flow, and then we buy the dividend-paying stock. In the description below is a 1 free month offer. Have a lot of people signing up now. They absolutely know this market is moving higher, and they absolutely want to generate cash flow. Do not want to miss out, because that's what I preach. I preach using a conservative strategy, writing covered calls against the shares we own, and we do in the money covered calls. That's even more conservative. When we collect that premium, we buy a dividend paying stock, we pay the tax man, and then we do it again. Creating wealth is what I love to talk about. In the description, 1 free month offer. Get it. Would love to welcome you aboard. Now, real quick, here is that dividend payer on margin. I went ahead back late February, literally before the crash. Talk about horrible timing. We bought 2,000 shares of QDTE. We started collecting the dividend. Now, I'm going to do this right, and I want to show all my members, so I want to be responsible. I'm not on YouTube just saying, we're going to do profit ripping, doing all this crazy. Nobody can follow that. And then when they get involved and they get a margin call, nobody is out there to help them. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to help you either, but I'm going to show you through all my videos because I'm documenting all this. If you take advantage of the membership, you are going to get the margin calculator, which has everything. The initial trade setup, the margin tracker, even if you wanted to write covered calls using margin, which I don't suggest, but if you wanted to, well, the calculator's in there as well. Look, there are videos in there. I already have 9 of them where I'm documenting the process. And I just completed the Smart Guide to Using Margin for Dividend Investing. That too is there for the members. And we're putting videos inside of the Smart Guide. Hey, look, in the description, get your 1 free month. Now, here it is. Right now, this is May 22nd, 2025. We've collected over 11 dividends. Is that 11? Count them up. I think that's more than 11. We're now using IWMY. We have 3,500 shares, all on margin. We are knocking down $6,100 in gross dividends. Now, what we love to do is pay the tax man. Now, I know you'll say, well, these have a lot of return of capital. Doesn't matter. We take 25 off the top, so we condition ourselves. We condition ourselves to take premium profit or dividend profit and pay the tax man. Now, if I don't have to pay the tax man all that $2,000, well, that's to the good. But we are going to condition ourselves to take profit, take 25%, pay the tax man. Now, that's another idea that I've shared with the members. I call it the tax bucket, where I buy a dividend-paying stock, and that is a placeholder for the entire year. So I buy XDTE, and when I see that XDTE investment, that pays the tax man. I'll tell you what, at the end of the day, I feel good that my taxes are going to be paid. In that smart guide to using margin for dividend investing, I talk about how to negotiate down your interest rate. This is an account that has about 8% for margin interest. I want to negotiate that down lower, but I just don't have enough in this account to do it. But hopefully we can get there. If you're using some of those other sites, you might find yourself with 6%. But for me, I'm not going to leave my brokerage. It's not a deal breaker. 8% is good enough for me, but we factor all of this in, and the calculator does that. So get your 1 free month offer, get the calculator, start the process, watch the videos. I absolutely love educating and getting the word out. Hey, right here is your calculator. This was for RDTE. I went ahead and put on that initial trade setup. Wasn't going to make much money, but I wasn't putting that much money on margin. In the description below, get your 1 free month offer. Now, let's talk about BITX. I know you've been waiting for the star to show. Bitcoin has rallied incredibly. Now, what we do is we write cover calls and we sell puts, right? You get that. That's what we do. Then we take all of this premium profit and we buy dividend payers. So I call them my dividend trees, where I'll buy multiple dividend stocks and just let them grow and grow and grow. I'm not just going to own 1 or 2. I'm going to own 30 of them if I can. We do that by selling premium. See, a lot of people out there are grinding the 9 to 5. And if they want to buy dividend paying stocks, they want to have a passive income, and they're going to take from the 9 to 5. That means you're taking away a dinner with the family or a vacation with the family. Who wants to do that? Well, if you learn how to write covered calls, sell puts, you can generate cash flow, then build your dividend paying empire. I'll tell you what, BITX is one that I use. Now, this is Bitcoin. It's the 2x leverage ETF to Bitcoin. Now, back in January, you could see right there on the right, we started a position back late January. We did it in the money covered call. See where it was trading for 64.54. We sold the 57.50, still collected an incredible premium where we make $1,300 in cash flow. We did this on another trade. We ultimately get 2,400 shares. Now look at BITX. It literally falls after we take the position. But yet we're still selling premium. See, that's what we do. We don't sit on our hands. Most people got their IRA reports and they threw them away. They didn't want to look. We don't do that here because when you don't look, when you're not in the game, you're missing opportunities. And look at all that opportunity because what you're looking at are closed trades. The trade at the bottom is the current one, which we're going to talk about. Look at that, man. I generated over $16,000 with this ETF, literally going from 64 all the way down to 38. Can you see right where it's red in the middle? It was trading for 38 at one point. We still write premium. We still make that income. We still generate that cash flow. We buy the dividend paying stock. I'll tell you what, on April 24th, it was trading for about 45. Bitcoin is recovering from its recent sell-off, and now it's moving higher. We go ahead and we write an at our cost basis trade. I'm in at 57. Here it is trading at 45.86. I write a 57. I collect $1.70. I've got 2,400 shares. So we put it out 30 days. You could see I did this on April 21st. We have the May 30th expiration. Now I'm going to collect $4,100 if they take my shares at 57. Now, let's talk about where this trade is at right now because as you can see, BITX is rallying to about 61. So this is in the money. They're going to take my shares at 57. They're going to take my shares, which means when the dividend comes in about 3 days, the call buyer is going to take my shares. Now let's talk about why the call buyer would take my shares. Because they paid $1.70 and with the stock moving some 4 points, it becomes profitable. That's what I want you to do. When you run these numbers and you write covered calls, I want you to understand when it becomes profitable for the call buyer to take your shares, they will. Probably about 3 days before this trade expires, I'm going to get paid $57, closing the trade early. I'm going to pocket the $4,100 in premium. My shares are gone. They are going to take the shares. They're going to collect the dividend, which probably is going to come in at about 60 cents. And then they're going to sell the shares immediately. That's what's going to happen. The reason I'm mentioning this to you is because right now, if I ran the numbers, I could actually buy back the current option, losing money, and then I can sell the shares immediately, making money. Now, I know you're sitting there saying, how are you making money? You can't make any more money than 57, and you're exactly right. But when you run the numbers in the buyback calculator, which all the members have access to, you will see I will pay $8,100 and I will get paid $8,100. The numbers are working out where I can close this trade right now. And I am even Steven, didn't make a nickel on this trade, but I'm out. I am out of a trade where the stock literally went from 64 to 38. And here I am with all the cash sitting on the table on top of that. Now, I wouldn't make $20,000. I would only make $16,000 because this bottom trade would close zeroed out. Now, what I want to impress upon you is this. When you write a covered call through an X date and you don't want your shares taken away, not me, I hope they take them. But you might not. You might own IBM and Microsoft and all these stocks where you wanted to write covered calls. You wanted to write that out of the money strike, never thinking that your strike would be challenged. But because of this stock market, stocks are moving. So you're challenged now. Now you're going to have your shares taken away and you don't know what to do. You don't know what to do, but here's the deal. You don't have much time. You might think I have till May 30th. I do not. I probably have until May 26th because the last dividend was on the 27th of the month. I have to make a decision. Close this out, make zero on that trade. I have the cash, we move on. Or I go through the X date, see if they take the shares away. Now, they will take the shares because even if a call buyer does not take my shares, the market maker will. See, the market maker will close my trade, pay me my money, they'll collect the dividend, and then sell the shares. I'm telling you, once a trade becomes profitable, your shares are going away. The call buyer will come in, take those shares. Or the market maker, if it's profitable, will take your shares. It usually happens the next morning. So if you think you made it through, it's probably not the case. They're going to take them, and they're going to take these. The risk is, if I don't close this, what if Bitcoin falls? What if BITX falls from 61 down to 55? It could happen. Well, that's the risk because then I own the shares. This trade closes, I make the 4,100, and then what do? We put on another covered call trade. Hey, look, if any of that interests you, I want you to join my membership. It's in the description below. You get a 1 free month offer. You get to see all of my trades, and you get the calculator, and you see how I'm doing trading the market. You get to see everything. I'm as transparent of a trader as you'll ever see. If you become a member, you gain access to all the trackers, all the videos. In fact, I do exclusive videos for the members you don't see here on YouTube. And a lot of them are focusing on the in the money covered call right now because we're able to have a little bit of downside protection, make some good premium, and then the trade ends and we move on. That's what I love to do. We put on well over 220 trades in 2025, and I suspect we'll do even more. Hey, look, you can have success. You just have to get comfortable with the idea. You have to get your education, and then you have to get your experience. I help you with most all of that. Hey, look, be safe, be healthy, most important, be lucky. Until next time, may all your covered calls be profitable.